The rope crunch is a great exercise for targeting the rectus abdominis. The movement of the rope crunch that allows you to target this area of your core is where your pubic bone and rib cage are being pulled together. So it's important to know that, because this isn't just a core exercise. Not a lot of people realize that the core also involves your obliques, your psoas, as well as your pelvic floor. So for this particular exercise, we're just trying to target the visual area, which is actually known as the rectus abdominis. Now, this movement pattern can be tricky for individuals where you may need to play with the position of it. The most effective way I have found for most people is to grab the rope pulley and face either towards or away from the weight stack. When you come down to your knees, you want to ensure that the cable is as perpendicular to the ground as possible. The further away you are, it actually creates an angle that isn't most optimal for targeting the rectus abdominis. Some people find it's easier for them to face either away from the weight stack versus towards it. Both variations are correct, so make sure you play with both, just so you can see what works best for you. But if you're struggling to make a decision, essentially you'd want to pick the variation that allows you to easily keep your hips from moving during this movement. When you come down to your knees, make sure your hips are high and that your thighs as well are perpendicular to the ground. If your glutes are resting on your calves, you are reducing your range of motion, and that's going to make it very hard to isolate the targeted muscle. When you go to grab the rope, you want to try to keep it in the same position, which should be behind your head or in line with your ears, whatever is more comfortable for you. Now that you're in the proper starting position, to initiate the movement, you want to actually breathe out as you go to flex your upper back, remembering that flex just means bend. And then you're going to focus on bringing your chest down towards your lap. During this flexing motion, you want to ensure your hips maintain their position and do not move at all. The only movement should be coming from your upper back. A lot of people will shoot their hips backwards when they go to flex their upper back, which actually reduces optimal activation. Once you bring your chest as far down as you comfortably can, pause for a second or two, and then slowly bring your head and your chest back up to the starting position. As you are bringing your head and chest back to the starting position, this is when you're going to breathe in. Keep in mind as well that breathing out as you go to flex your upper back actually allows you to achieve optimal activation of the rectus abdominis. So if you are really struggling to feel that contraction, be sure that you're paying attention to your breathing pattern. And that is the rope crunch.